It's opening season, Monday Night Football in Seattle, ready for some real game action. I enjoyed the preseason games more than I thought. I liked watching some positions we had some camp battles at. So I'm gonna go over the 53 man roster, how we got there a little bit. Gonna show the current class of upcoming rookies this coming off season. Then of course injury report, coaches, depth charts, and anything else I can muster up and think of, and of course the weekly strategy. So we're down to 53. There were some tough decisions. I'm gonna try to remember those that everything that happened. So maybe we should do this. Let's start with our draft picks. Okay. So we got Denver's first round pick and Tampa's first round pick by trading down in the first round last year. We had the Rams pick, which ended up being number 4 overall, and just traded down because I didn't really have anyone there that we wanted, and except for Lenore Sellers as a backup quarterback. Now, what that does is, should there be an injury or should we be ahead in the game and don't want to play our starter, the chosen one Manning, then at least we'll have something exciting to watch. And and then just by happenstance, well, before I get there, I'll talk about the quarterback later. But now, we traded our third round pick to the Broncos for Jahdae Barron. We were going to give him T Mac, but I called the Rams and said, "Hey, look, Broncos want to give us Jahdae Barron. We need help in the cornerback room. They want T Mac or a third round pick. Uh, if you want T Mac to match up with Bryce Young over there in California, you need to give us a second." And they said it was worth it. Okay, now we got Arizona's second round pick by trading Trenton Simpson, our backup inside linebacker that we traded a second round pick to the Ravens for at the last trade deadline to help us get to the playoffs. But actually, they threw in a fifth, so they're willing to give us a second and a fifth, and he's starting for them. He's excited. The Cardinals are excited, and we get our pick back and pick up a fifth. All right, Cleveland. We were looking around the league to see who wanted a right guard, Robert Hunt. We got our future right guard um, in the second round of the draft. Reichart is his name. We'll go over that here in a bit, but yeah, he's looking good. So it kind of gave me the comfort to feel like, okay, it's time for Robert Hunt. Instead of sitting on the bench here, and we can free up over 17 million of cap space. Let's go ahead and see who wants him. And there was a couple teams that needed a guard, a right guard, left guard, and right guard. And Cleveland was one of them, but they were only willing to give us a 6th round pick for him. I think it's a good value for them. And we get an extra pick. Now, Brady Christensen. He was kind of it was time. He was getting older, and we had a lot of potential at to the tackle position, swing tackle, starting tackle. We actually have a guy in a practice squad that could probably start for some teams. Um, so yeah, I kept throwing darts, and it's worked, thankfully. So here's the thing, though: nobody wanted Brady Christensen. Nobody would trade for him, so he was cut. All right, these are our practice squad players. Like, oh shoot, looks like we got some. These. Oh wait, no, this guy got assigned to us, a fullback. Okay. Any other ones assigned to us? Nope. All right. Quarterback Arch Manning, Lenore Sellers, and Vicina was a surprise 7th round pick who just progressed a lot in the offseason. He had insane athleticism. I think he came out like a 66, 60, somewhere in the mid to high 60s overall out of the draft, and then just progressed a lot in the offseason. Um, but he's got insane athleticism, man, and he looked good in the preseason. So in a few years, I'm gonna have some hard decisions to make. But you know what? I think we're set up. So should anyone get injured, we're set up for the future. And or if Arch Manning's asking for more than we can afford, which, of course, if he's for winning games, but we're gonna try and get Sellers some looks, of course, and Vecina's just there. He's currently on the trade block, just out of curiosity. We answer the phone should anyone call, and I'd be curious to see like if the demand increases over the year, throughout the year. All right, we got Taylor's our premier back, but he's in this offense. He's set up as a third down running back, which he gets a lot of snaps of. Cam Scatabo, he progressed a lot in the offseason, but he takes most of the running back reps, I would say. But I like in this offense, I like having kind of like a thumper and more of an elusive guy, and I think it works out really well. ETN's our backup to Taylor, and we had signed in the offseason Damien Martinez. He got injured in the preseason. I put him on IR, and then we traded DJ Wanham to the Seahawks for Charbonnet, who in the last preseason game, after making that trade, got to be honest with you, did not look that great. But he'll be backing up Scatabo for now, during in the thumper plays and whatnot, power back. So fullback we have the fourth tight end, but here at receiver, okay, Puka Nacua. If you don't know how we got him, go back and watch games. Last year's trade deadline. Excel, Coker, Harbor, Horn Jr., Barry and Brown, and one of these guys was going to be on the way out because Isaiah Bond came out of nowhere and just looked like it was someone I wanted on my team, and I was disappointed that I never gave him a shot, but I don't feel like I ever really could because there's all these other players that were ranked higher. Well, anyway, Bond got injured. I put him on IR. If I feel like I need a spark, Coker, Horn Jr., or Barry and Brown are going to be gone when I can take him off of IR. So one of those guys is going to have to make room. Now you never know; someone else might get injured somewhere else on the team. But all right, Jatavian Sanders, Riley Williams is a second-year tight end. Got him in the third round. He's a great backup, but Sanders right now is the man there. Mitchell Evans hasn't really progressed like I had hoped. I would have liked him to be second. He's going to be. You know what? Hold on. Let me just quickly. ETN's going to be coming up. His last year of his contract. Same with Scatabo. Okay. This is. Oh, is there any here? I don't know. I don't know who's coming up for a contract renewal. I think Horn Jr. Probably Bond. XL we just re-signed. Nakua has this year and next year, I believe. Yeah, this year and next year. All right, back to the tight ends. He's coming up for a contract renewal. I'm probably not going to re-sign him. I'll probably be looking at the draft to find someone because, worst case scenario, you're probably looking at someone in the mid to high 60s and overall, and then you're probably looking at a potential for a dev trade. Maybe he can progress. So, fortunately, this is probably Mitchell Evans' last year here, unless just something amazing happens. Josiah Thompson started last year as a rookie, performed really well. He's our left tackle. Ickey's our left guard. Once we moved him there, and he's been awesome. I don't think his overall really dictates just how good I think he's played there. Moko is our starting center. Cade Mays is backing up, first backup along the interior offensive line. Left guard, center, right guard. Right guard, second round pick, 6'6", 342. He's got that Amish face, Amish beard, Amish strength. Don't tell me that's going to offend someone because I'm giving a compliment, plus they don't watch this shit on electronics. Miles McVay. So he was just assigned to us, in the off season. What I mean by assigned to us means like I don't go out and like, oh no, wait, did I sign him? I don't know. I either saw him in free agency, undrafted rookie. Okay, how about that? Undrafted rookie. And I think he looked pretty good. So he went out to battle to be the secondary backup to the guards position. And then we have Anthony. We drafted Ganam and Danko this year. Tanona was a seventh round pick last year, but he was a star dev. He turned into a star dev. Um, no, I'm sorry. He was drafted as a star dev. He was a hidden dev. Yeah. Danko and Gannon are both hidden devs. I do not know. I haven't looked. I like the anticipation. We actually drafted Gannon first, late third round. And then, who did we get in the fourth round? Oh, an outside linebacker. And then I had a couple picks that I wasn't really going to use. And he was on my list. And I was like, you know what? Let's see if we could trade up. Chiefs took the trade. To this day, I don't know why they took a fifth and a sixth for, what was it? A late fourth, I think? Yeah. I think it was a late. Yeah, I guess, that makes sense. Oh, it just seemed like a big jump. I even, after I recorded, I went to go look to make sure the trade difficulty, it was on normal. It wasn't easy. Anyhow, we picked him up. He progressed way more. He was the most progressed player in the league in the offseason. He jumped up 13 overall points and has played well in the preseason games. So we're starting a right guard and rookie right guard and right tackle. Hunt's gone. He's in Cleveland, and Taylor Moton retired. Could not keep him. He wouldn't let me. He had zero interest. Franchise tag him. Didn't work. 2-year contract. Didn't work. 1-year contract. Wouldn't sign. Said he wanted to play for another team. He was lying. All right. So it gets us here. Now, we do have a guy who we picked up off as an undrafted rookie. He looked really good. The reason why I'm keeping these guys is because they're hidden dev right here. I picked him. He's a star dev. He's a hidden dev. And I picked them over the guy we have on the practice squad. I had to make some cuts, man. And the dev traits give us a better opportunity for the future to kind of solidify that swing tackle, if you will. But I didn't want to lose him, so I'm going to try and keep him as long as I can. All right, left end. We got Braden Fisk, who we picked up in the Bryce Young trade. We had signed Keon White a couple years ago. He's a good rush defensive tackle, pass rush guy. And I signed Miles Murphy because I noticed that if Braden Fisk or Keon White are injured, I've got Derek Brown out there when I know if the team's passing and I know they're fucking passing, and he takes up blocks, but he doesn't really do much. He's great. Derek Brown is not the best pass rusher. So I signed Miles Murphy to be, even though he's more of a 4-3 defensive end, kind of be our help improve that pass rush on the inside when I know they've got a pass. I think it's a good move. It looked good in the preseason. We'll see how it goes. Derek Brown here with Keanu Benton backing him up. Keanu Benton is the first backup to each end position in the 3-4, and then the rush is good. Rush is going to be. We start with Derek Brown, Braden Fisk, but then if it gets towards the end of the game and we have a lead, I'm going to take Derek Brown out for Keon White or Miles Murphy. All right, nose tackle Amari Washington, drafted him. It's his second year, so drafted him last year. Was a hidden dev, turned out to be a superstar. Drafted Daryl Jackson Jr. a few years ago, was just a normal dev, and we let Cam Jackson go. Had to make roster space. So, next Gordon, LeVar Arrington Jr. We picked up LeVar Arrington Jr. in the 4th round. He was a middle linebacker coming out of college, and I wanted to see him at edge. And he looks like he belongs. So I'm excited there. He's a hidden dev. Um, obviously he's not tearing it up or scaring anyone yet, but he looks like he belongs, so he's backing up Scorton. And then Mike Green, who we signed in free agency, I think a year ago. Ravens had enough of him after 2 years. He's backing up Uman Mielen, who's now an X Factor. Derek Factor's an X Factor. Scorton is an X Factor. Okay. Trevin Wallace. He's a star dev, but he's been great for us. Gabe Powers, he picked up late draft pick last year, has developed well, but I went and traded for Trenton Simpson last year at the trade deadline because he just kind of looked lost at times, and we were 2-5, and I needed to make the playoffs. So um, long term, it worked out, and I'm taking the chance. I think he's looked good enough. And then Johnny Walker Jr., who we signed as an edge guy, just last week. I mean, yesterday for me, but the last preseason, after the last preseason game, I kind of got a thought. I'm like, wait a second, he's got really good coverage skills. So I've got him at inside linebacker right now. Snyder's actually more. He's a scheme fit here. Johnny Walker isn't. Snyder's a scheme fit here, but I'm thinking he was drafted as an edge rusher, but I was thinking inside linebacker for him. He can do both, but he does edge rusher better than he does inside linebacker. But I may move him in at times if I'm trying to save players reps if we have a lead. Cornerback. Okay. Horn Jr. hasn't really dominated. We traded for Jade Barron, and then he progressed in the offseason after the trade. So those are our two starting guys. Riley Moss we signed last offseason. I was almost about to cut or trade him, but because I feel like I want to solidify corner, it was between keeping him and taking a chance at moving the rookie over to practice squad, who's a hidden dev, but only like rated 72 overall or 70 overall. Uh, I decided to kind of take the chance of losing him. We can always draft another one next year, and go with just the best rated guys, the top 6 guys. Riley Moss would have been the odd man out in my opinion because Prysock turned into a superstar. Barron's a star. Arnold is star. Okay, and I think Ravel Jr. is still a star. Yeah. So Ravel Jr. just kind of makes plays. Now, kind of almost wanted to give him more reps, but for now, my top 3 are Horn, Barron, Prysock, and then I think I have Ravel over. No, I have Arnold over Ravel right now, but I may change that throughout the game, each game. Moss is kind of just the outside man looking in, but he's there should someone get injured or I want to. If someone pisses me off, I just threaten him with Riley Moss. Um, yeah, this was the most tough decision. It was the last move I made. Do I keep the rookie who's way down there, or do I keep a guy who has 2 years left on his contract, this and next year, who I sign? I'm not going to save that much money by cutting him, and I didn't really see anyone I wanted to trade for, and I don't really need more draft picks for next year. Shoot, as it is, I think I'm starting to get too much, but it's for the future. Anyway, free safety. We're gonna start Richie. He's younger. Is Hicks even a dev? No, he's a normal guy. He progressed a lot last offseason, or a year ago. Uh, but neither one of them are kind of. I'm kind of waiting to see. I'm waiting to be wowed. I'm waiting to be impressed. If I had it, and being that they're so kind of similar, I've got Richie over Hicks right now, and I'll threaten Hicks to bench Richie, and if he pisses me off. All right, strong safety. It's been like this for what 3 years now. Namuro was a surprise the first year, and he pops out. Now he probably makes some mistakes in coverage because the backup strong safety gets a lot of play time. So if he makes a mistake, I'm probably gonna put Hicks here to see more reps. All right, kicker. We drafted kicker in the 6th round, and he is looking amazing. He did miss one, I think, in the offseason, but he made one from 58. Kick power can't get any better, and accuracy is better than Ryan Fitzgerald, who we had last year, and then won a close to like $7 million per year, and then signed for close to $10 million per year with the Raiders in free agency. Eckley we drafted last year. You know, all I care about punters is power, but if they have accuracy, even better. Uh, he can drop them in there, but he doesn't do it all the time. All right, that covers that. I'm excited to see our offense just keeps evolving and the players. But let's go over the draft class real quick. Just kind of touch, just a quick look at the prospects. Again, these are all real players, and this is going to be the 2029 draft class. So top 5, you have a QB out of Tennessee, edge rusher out of Penn State, edge rusher out of Maryland, a tight end, 6'7", 253 pounds. I've got 3 first-round picks. Just saying. I don't know. We do throw to the tight end a lot. I like Sanders, but you know, he hasn't really. He's been good. I'm looking for maybe better than. I'm looking for elite. I'm hoping for elite. How about that? All right. We got a couple other guys. I think we've really solidified the offensive line. So I think, you know, just spitballing here, but going forward may just be like finding guys to replace guys that we can't afford. Trying to re-sign the guys that I really want, need to keep, can keep, and then drafting guys who will just basically be reloading instead of rebuilding, hopefully. We're really good at the quarterback situation for the future. Like, I mean, I think our weaknesses right now would be wide receiver and cornerback and free safety. Yeah. And then, you know, you might have defensive line in the future when Derek Brown retires. I think this is the last year of his contract. He's a priority. Even though, you know, he's just pretty much a run stopper. He's a homegrown talent. He's a priority. All right. Let's take a look at our injury report, their injury report, the coaches. All right. As I said, these two are on IR. Seahawks. All right. Okay, they're out. This is the first time I'm looking at it. So they're out 2 starters. I can only assume one's a starter. Okay. Let's take a look at their depth chart. I always forget to do this, so let's look at their coach staff. All right, Mike McDonald, still there in Seattle. They're on a West Coast spread. It's not a good scheme fit for them. The defense is okay, 3-4. Running the Philly playbook, okay. All right, Seahawks. All right, 2nd year, 1st round pick, DJ Lagway. He's oh, they signed Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, Jalen Milroe hasn't progressed apparently. You know, he may be scary. I tried him out. I had him in for a visit before we chose to draft Arch Manning, but you know, he might give us some fits today. Great running back. You know, mid backups. Whoa, wait a second. They have. Okay, that's just their second. There you go. Smith and Jigba, who's for some reason always being offered in any trade scenarios. Malik Washington. Okay, nothing too scary here. They're starting tight end is injured. They're going with Arroyo, so hopefully we can start hunkering down on these tight ends, man. All right, left tackle, DeJuan Jones, Zabel. Oh, he's gonna be a bitch. He's gonna be our bitch. Because Trey Smith, I don't think is gonna be anyone's bitch. And Braden Smith, who I think makes the rounds each year as a free agent. All right, so we got DeJuan Jones and the center. Fortunately for them, the center is usually always like trying to just double team everyone. All right, they're running a 3-4, so you got nothing scary there. Byron Murphy, he he's a good defensive end. Oh, and they have Bobby Brown the third, who I had cut as their nose tackle. Hey, maybe we can run on him now. And then of course, DJ Wanham starting in Seattle. Yeah, it didn't click till now that we're playing the team that we just traded DJ Wanham to. Anthony Hill Jr. has just been he's one of the best inside linebackers. He was drafted in the first round. We were in a position to get him, and I think this is yeah. Wait, who did we get there? I don't remember. I think we were trading back. Okay, so this is gonna be their second inside linebacker. Then Abdullah. Not really scared off the edge. They do have good corners. So I guess that corner that's injured is their third guy. And then, decent. Kicker, always look at accuracy. Koo does not have good accuracy. So if it's a long kick, we have a better chance of them missing it. So I'm going to hope that they go for it on long attempts. Weekly strategy. All right. We were tinkering with passing and whatnot, but I'm going to go short pass. So we're going to defend the short pass. This one may hurt us if we do, but I've never really ran this, so it scares me because it hurts the pass rush. He's more accurate in the pocket, and they don't really. I mean, they're going to throw away more than he scrambles. How about this? I don't know. I say if I get burned by this, I will close to never avoid the contained QB scramble again. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, what's the benefit? So, better block shedding, tackling, pursuit, and play recognition when calling QB scramble counters. So, pretty much only when you counter a spy. I mean, I think this gives us more bang for the buck. They do have a good running game. So we're looking at 115 attempts versus 291. Okay, we're just going to go with that. It's early in the season. We could tinker a little bit. And we're going to run inside. We're going to keep to what helped us get to the playoffs last year. We tried, pass medium, pass deep. Let's just go basic right now, and then see how we do. If we lose a game, we'll lose a game. But doesn't look like they do a lot of man blitzes or blitzes in general. All right, let's run it. Hold on. Yeah, okay. All right. I think that covers it. Let's play the game. After all that, always have to prep the new season, Monday Night Football. We're going to go all white. Yep, we're sitting Lenore Sellers. Cardinals get an elite inside linebacker from us. Legendary cut. Ooh, okay. Justin Simmons has been cut. All right, let's just get started. Real football starts today for the 28-29 season. You know what? Let me just check one thing. It's one thing I totally just forgot about till now. All right, so we got Wrecking Ball there. I mean, I don't. This has always worked. I don't know why we don't see stars or X factors on the field when we do for the other teams. So I don't know, but I'm assuming they're on. Oh, real football.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's
games that count, games that matter.
In the game. It's the Panthers and the Hawks.
This should be our season, man. I want this to be our season. Everything's looking up.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington.
Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, a new season finally here. We had the great one Thursday night. All sorts of intrigue in the games yesterday, and now we put a bow on this first weekend with a good one here tonight.
We do put a spotlight on key games, don't we? Even key nights. Thursday night has become a spotlight night. How about Sunday night? But there still is some magic to playing on Monday night, and these two teams are feeling it.
All right, on defense first.
The unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Probably going to see a lot of touchbacks this year.
On the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback.
Both the kicker and punter.
So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
All right, partner, a brand new season. With it comes a sense of unbridled optimism for every team and, of course, every quarterback. It's a blank slate for every passer in this league, and he really couldn't hide his excitement during interviews this week. He thinks his offense is stacked. They've spent the entire offseason making adjustments and trying to find another gear. And as this season begins, they believe they've found it. You watch him warm up, everything is crisp, moving with great speed. This is an offense that can't wait to get to the first series of the new year.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
As it complete to Jackson Smith and Jigba.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13. Back to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Washington. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that will bring up second down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go.
Still got a spiral.
And now it's third down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. In motion is Washington.
Back to throw again.
Come on, man.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers 14. A gain of 22. This is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here.
And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coaching staff, right? They've been thinking about this for a while now, and I think they're executing it even better than what they expected.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw
Jeez.
to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Chance is good. He's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in his opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. They'll look to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Jesus, man.
Touchdown.
Okay, this is just not a good start.
From 10 yards out. And the Seahawks are on the board here first in the season opener. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his 2nd season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
2nd down and 3.
Oh, shit. Okay, I adjusted it to where we go deep more on 2nd and short. This is one of them.
To throw, it's Manning. And that is
And he goes to
incomplete.
the one
Even
guy in the
greats
route
this game,
that doesn't
he
go
certainly
deep.
qualifies
And
as
it's double
one of
cover.
them. They're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into
Jesus
double
Christ.
coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off.
There you go, there you go.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who was shaken up on that last play. Boy, fingers crossed here. 1st quarter of a new season, already an injury. And while they attend to him, we'll step aside. 1st and 10, Taylor now.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
There's a short throw caught by Sanders.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Running straight ahead, Taylor.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
From the 33, here's 2nd and 6.
On the ground, this is Terrell Davis. Down to the 30 after a gain
Terrell
of 3.
Davis comes out of retirement.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Manning.
Damn it.
Hard throw, incomplete.
How about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive.
Perfect start to the season on their 1st drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another first down. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. Those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and now 2 yards to go on 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, here's Walker. And they're knocking on the door now. As a good run there, going to take this to about the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Back to throw here. Caught by Allen. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. This will be caught at about the 6. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's 3rd and goal.
Is this a QB option?
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. Koo knocks this one through the post.
And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. 1st and 10.
They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Manning going to throw. It's Williams on the catch. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each
They shouldn't be playing better defense than us.
Making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Here's the Panthers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead. But that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game. But we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive. and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true. Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
Oh, fuck, dude. Come on, man.
Corralled right around the 34. 44 yards for him on the ground in his first quarter. He has been tremendous to start the new year.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw.
Quick throw there.
Not going to get upset. Not going to get upset.
Scan downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available.
Left.
Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
Just not the best sign right now.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And his throw is incomplete.
So here's the thing about our defensive line right now. Is like all four
right where
have the under pressure ability.
They need a full 10 here.
So I'm hoping
to pick
that
up the first down and move the chains.
This might be the first signs of seeing that.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Oh shit, he's going backwards.
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack.
All right, we stopped him, thankfully.
The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation.
Edge rushers
they
are
keep
up for
moving
contract
around
renewal
and
this
trying to
year.
emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
So on 4th down, Matthew Hayball on to punt.
But I'm pretty sure we can get it done.
And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line.
10-3 our score after one here on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2 as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down. From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 6. They run once more with Taylor.
It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
From the gun on 3rd down, Manning.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Panthers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
On play action, it's Manning.
Going to be taken in here by Nakua.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here. On the give here, Charbonnet.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
They'll try and run for the 1st with Taylor.
Room here to run.
And he is going to have a Panthers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That was a good play.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Now Manning.
Pass complete there to Nakua.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's 2nd down. Here's Manning to throw. Quick throw, that's complete on the inside slant. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the 1st. From the gun, it's Manning.
Get in there.
Manning, he hits him in stride.
And the Panthers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. A chance for a 1st touchdown drive of the year. It's 1st and goal.
They'll try to run this one in. And they're into the end zone, but it's not verified yet. Hold on, there is a flag down.
Donko, come on, man.
So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Nice.
He's got it for a
Booker.
touchdown.
First touchdown of the season for the team.
And the Panthers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. There you go, Charles. His first touchdown pass of the new season.
And he had a strong rookie year. So much more expected of him this one, as you might imagine. He threw that one with confidence and assuredness.
And I noticed that the celebration a little bit more subdued than his first touchdown pass last year as a rookie.
Yeah, he certainly is acting like he's done it before.
Extra point right down the middle. And we are even at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. Fighting his way through contact. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Oh, come on.
Going quickly there.
Bro.
It's incomplete.
And I think he was a little surprised to see the ball sitting out there like that. That's a ball he had a chance to come away with, but it winds up an incomplete pass.
Jesus,
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Washington in motion left. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
They always do that.
The throw
Fucking
led him
hurts
too
us.
much that time. It's incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Smith and Jigba in motion right.
Oh, fuck.
And he will have a first down as they get into the ground at the 37. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Washington's got it. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. Out of the gun, Walker with it. And he's going to be touched down right at the line of scrimmage.
What the fuck are you talking about?
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
2 yards on the pickup there, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. They'll look to throw toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field.
Throwing it
in
down
this
the
case,
middle on this
no
3rd
one
and
came
long.
up with it.
Come on, there you go.
And he's going to be taken down.
49-yard attempt.
A sack back at the 32. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half, and if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
Field goal coming from Younghoe Koo.
He was true on his first.
He's
this is a tough one from 49 yards away.
What we're looking for.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And they will take the lead at 13-10.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Out is their quarterback with this offense to take over once more. He had the touchdown pass last time they had it. And they'll start here with a 1st and 10.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
Another fucking flag.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
Bro.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Throwing now is Manning. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down. Now Manning.
Oh, nice.
That's taken in. It's Xavier Ligon.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards the 2-minute warning.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble.
Bad throw, man. Bad decision, bad everything.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Shotgun now for Manning.
Damn it.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
That
Come on,
be the
man. This is not the offense
to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half.
Way better than
After
that.
that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline.
The Seahawks offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. They'll drop to throw.
Intercepted.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
No receivers open, so who's forced to put that one into Puget Sound? That's a great job defensively blanketing those receivers, and ultimately, a smart idea by him just to get the ball out of there.
Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting
Come on,
caught
man, I
in
want an
between
interception.
here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Here's Matthew Hayball now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10.
Let's see a screen pass and see what you can get.
Now Manning. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Manning now to throw. There's a short throw caught by Sanders. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts.
All right, we're in the range where he can reach the end zone now.
28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Throwing is Manning. Got a man. That's Liggett. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now Manning again. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep.
So this would be a
that makes it obviously a
63-yard
little bit
attempt.
harder to run by guys.
They went for
and
a
that
field
time,
goal.
there was not much of a
I would
window to
try
get
it.
the ball in there, and it winds up
Ooh,
incomplete.
damn. I like it. I like it. I like. Ooh. Okay.
And that will be incomplete. Try to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Oh man. Oh man. That was looking nice.
Manning.
Do it again. All right, just go for the field goal, man. I'm wondering if they're going to do it. They probably won't, but they should.
Those are the ones you dream of as defenders. I think if he gets eyes on the ball,
They're going for it.
He might come away with it.
63-yarder.
It's going to wind up as just an incomplete
A rookie
pass.
kicker.
And this
He got it.
Good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in
my
from long
goodness.
distance.
Oh
So
my
thanks to the late
goodness.
field goal, we are all tied
Wow.
up heading to intermission. As we'll send you back
Wow.
over to Orlando with our EA Sports halftime
Okay.
report. Here's Jonathan
I
Coachman.
see you, rookie
Okay,
kicker.
Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports halftime report. Let's get you caught up on
Alright.
what's going on around the NFL.
Ooh, Saints took
We'll
care
get
of the
started
Bucs,
out at
man.
GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where it was the Chiefs who were able to come away with the
Rams
home
took care
victory.
of the Falcons.
Patrick Mahomes, 2
Handedly.
touchdown passes as his guys are able to get the victory in their season opener. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. Bryce Young, 4 touchdown passes
Good
in
for
the
Bryce.
victory. Lastly, let's head up to the Twin Cities to check in on the Vikings at home in Minneapolis. And they were winners in that game over the visiting Detroit Lions. J.J. McCarthy, a touchdown pass in the victory. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back
He made a
for quarter number 3.
63-yarder.
We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now. from the
Barely
30.
2. That should be a highlight.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Again, it's Taylor. Trying to run inside, but nothing there.
Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave them with a third and about 3 to go.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
So the false start will back them up 5.
Killing ourselves.
Well, a third and somewhat manageable now, not so manageable.
Exactly, because you had a play call on that you felt like, hey, this could go quick, and it doesn't take much to get it done. Now, you got to start thinking about a little bit of a deeper route type of a call, especially if you want to throw it.
That is caught. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
Manning going to throw.
And that nearly their first pick of the game.
Bullshit.
But it falls down to the ground incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10.
To throw is Manning. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, and en route, going into a little bit of traffic, maybe in the back of his mind he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
To throw, it's Manning.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Now we'll see what this SEAHAWKS offense has in store with their first possession of the second half.
I just don't get it. Like, how does this guy who's rated lower make better decisions?
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Escaping the pressure right.
Hit him.
And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
Straight ahead, Walker. And he'll get this past the 20 as he gets about 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
69 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that first down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out.
Over the middle, finding.
Oh, he put it on the carpet.
Get it. Oh.
And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp.
Wide fucking open, man.
Take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. Now
Dude,
we've
our
got
fucking
whistles
backups
and movement up front. I think
We're
this is
playing
against
bad
Seattle.
in the preseason.
That's on the tackle, Braden Smith.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Looking to throw.
Smith and Jigba with a grab.
Will go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Oh, what?
And that almost their first INT of the ball game.
I even, like,
had his sights on it.
Towards the end of last season, I bumped up the fucking
The line to
interceptions.
gain is the 33 on 3rd down.
It was a little bit, but I still bumped it up.
Back to throw again.
There you go.
Rifles one.
All right.
It's going to be intercepted. And the Panthers
Think
will
Wallace
have the
to fucking
football
come in and
as
say,
this
all
is
right, boss,
taken
I got
up
you.
past the 30.
That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, you know, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
Right.
The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field.
The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
So after the INT, it's Manning. Forced out to
All you have to do is throw it away, man.
Receiver, and he's brought down.
Instead, you run back 14 fucking yards.
Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
I wonder if they're wandering back to the huddle thinking to themselves, can we just hit rewind and go back a play? Definitely not the down they wanted to begin this drive by giving up a sack. But for the defense, that's exactly how they drew it up.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Here's Manning to throw. There's a short throw caught by Sanders. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Here we go. Problems on offense again.
Working from the gun, Manning. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
3 and out.
It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
The good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yards. Really making a push for the end zone and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive.
Nice.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. And now that brings up 4th down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack.
Looking good.
I know nowadays they give a lot of guys different things when they get to the sidelines after creating a big play, but just throw a cape on this guy because he single-handedly ended multiple drives. Interception earlier, sack on 3rd down. Really should have a better game plan installed for how to contain him because he's affecting this game in so many ways.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Panthers will take over now 1st and 10. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
Ooh,
and have hit it
he
hard,
fucking ran him over, bro.
Because the
I want to see
defenses
that.
right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the...
Look at 66 said, wasn't that eventful? That's the superstar too, or whatever he is.
To the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Now Manning. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Just a gain of a couple there. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is going to have a Panthers first down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Am I going to have to start fucking checking audibles now?
They'll look to throw here on first down. Sideline throw, it's complete.
Not if you guys
and a nice job there keeping the toes inbounds. Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33. Back to throw. Manning. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Come on, guys, keep going. Keep getting first downs. Let's get 7, not 3.
Looking to throw. Manning.
Nice.
He's got his target. That's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 22-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. 2nd down and 8. They'll send a tight end in motion right. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Manning. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
Well, as we all know, possessions are crucial in a tie
Way better than
game.
scrambling back
Let's
14
face it, I
yards.
really didn't need to tell you that. You already knew it. So when he sees he's got nothing good going, an excellent decision to just send that one to the side.
Oh, shit. He's going to get it. You got it.
And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10.
Always have to have that, like, drop play on
59
3rd and
yards
long. It
rushing
rarely
for
gets
him now
called.
as he's run it 11 times. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go
Getting
on
it close
2nd
and just
down.
scares me, man, because
Here's 2nd and 2 now from the 3.
I guess he hasn't really given me too much of a reason to be scared. I just had PTSD from my
Up
first
the
couple
middle,
of
here's
years.
Taylor.
There we go.
And he is in.
Good finish.
Touchdown, Carolina. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Panthers have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the 3rd quarter. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Now the ball now going back over to the Seattle Seahawks offense. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They trail 20-13 our score as they have it 1st and 10. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Is that the tight end?
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position could get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go.
Oh, you're in trouble.
You're not going to catch
You're in
them.
trouble.
Pressure comes in. He's brought
Kick
down. It's a Panther sack. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Manning. Throw right side taken by Sanders. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 2nd down. Now whistles. Flag down, and I believe one of the Panthers got moving early. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Throwing now is Manning. And once again, this is Sanders. Only able to gain a couple there. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Now Manning.
Oh, no.
Incomplete.
What is that?
In this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Seahawks offense and Kenneth Walker set to take over once more. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Well, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. A false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on 2nd down. He'll look to throw. Outright to Smith and Jigba. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. 3rd and 3.
Oh, shit. Here comes the blitz.
They'll send the tight end in motion.
He's going to go the wrong fucking gap, isn't he?
They'll try for the first with Walker. And he works free. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 92 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw.
Ooh, he should have fucking gone.
Had his 2nd
catch
kick
ball
of the game.
aggressive.
Probably should have.
Catch
and
ball
he's
soft
frustrated
hands.
as it falls incomplete. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Damn it.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Throw out wide to Walker.
Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be second down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
And for a second straight play, just nowhere to go thanks to this Carolina defense. In search of 8 yards on third down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2.
He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Oh, this defense knows. Fourth quarter, they need to make a play. That one was ripe for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
Koo knocks this one through the post, and that'll bring him back within 4.
All right, we need to
So
get
an interesting
field
call
goal
there
now.
to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
And that's just an ideal run to start this drive because they're in full ball control mode now. So if you keep ripping off 7, 8, 9 yards of carry, you're going to have a great chance of finishing off this game.
Pass complete there to Nakua. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Throwing is Manning. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
From the gun on 3rd down, Manning.
There's a short throw caught by Sanders.
So just 3 yards on the completion there.
Run it, man.
And that'll bring up 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback.
The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. To the sideline and incomplete.
We're going to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
He's got room past the 30.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks. They'll set up a throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
From the 41, this is 2nd and a yard. Up the middle, here's Walker.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Back to throw.
Pressure, thank you.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Nice.
And the pressure gets to him again.
Damn.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational.
Well, they
CD,
called
that is
the
now
fucking QB
6
spy the
sacks
right
for
time.
them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the
guys, do
offensive
not
line
let them fucking
unable
have
to
it.
counter the pass
Watch the
rush.
screen
They've been
pass.
teeing off all game long.
Washington's got it.
Well,
And he's
they're
going to
go
be taken
for it.
down here, still a couple yards short of the first.
And you made it a lot
That's
easier
exactly
for
what
them.
they were looking for. If they get another gain like that, they'll be right there in field goal range.
And the tension building.
Another big play in a game that's had plenty of them.
Oh, you
4th and
fucking
2.
had him too, man.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
Dancing to his left.
Oh,
And
the
brought
fuck you
down,
running
but not
to?
before they're inside the 25.
Here's 1st down.
They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right.
We'll get a pause
Why
here.
are
There
you
appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on
Fucking
that
rigged,
last
bro.
play.
it's
While the
fucking
medical
rigged.
staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest.
Probably should have done this before. Damn it. Gotta wait now. This isn't looking good for us. They have all 3 timeouts. 2nd and 4. 41 seconds left. Ugh. Shit. All right, who's in his place? Benton. Let's go White. Let's see here. Who's got the better finesse moves? White or Murphy? Oh shit. White does.
Now 2nd and 4.
Dude, it's our own fault, man. We fucking defense hasn't played like they should. Offense
He'll
definitely
look to
hasn't
throw.
played. Thank you.
And he can't get a throw
Made it a
away.
little
He's
harder.
taken down.
Well, this
Running
one's
out
had
of
a
time.
season's worth of thrills already, and it's still
Get it.
Week 1.
Miles fucking Murphy, baby. Look at that.
Once again.
Look
Now
at
the
that.
Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts.
Clutch.
That'll leave them with 2
Clutch
remaining.
substitution.
We'll be back after this. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And
shitting
now
me right
this is
now.
going to be close.
You guys are fucking
the
shitting me,
defense
aren't you?
says they stopped
Seriously?
him, and they did.
Seriously? Oh. I missed something. What did I miss?
Down to
That
a
was
knee
fourth
here.
down.
The
Did they
defense still
not
with a
get a
couple of
first down?
timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left.
I wasn't paying enough attention, apparently.
And they take a knee. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams
All
talk
right.
it over on their respective
The win.
sidelines, we take a break.
To me, it was an ugly win.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
Thank goodness they chose to take a knee and not some weird pass play.
Well, partner, that'll do it. These Week 1 primetime games, they always seem to have a little bit more electricity, a little more anticipation. A fun one tonight, and a lot of fun ones that we have on the road ahead.
And, partner, I love the word you just used there, electricity. Things were crackling out there, weren't they? And let's face it, both of these teams came in with the idea, get off to the start. Get off to a 1-0 start and get your season going. That could spark an excellent season for them They've got that in their pocket now.
So for Carolina, it'll be a happy trip home as they start the season with a road victory here on a Monday night. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.
We should have ran the ball better.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Dude, we ran for 100 yards. I don't know, man. It's definitely not looking as good as I wanted. We didn't turn it over, so that's good. Yeah, see, look, dude, the backup running back gets more fucking carries at times. Puka was blanketed, apparently. Donko with 5 pancakes. Reichart with 3. Hey, man. As long as we're not... Yeah, I'm good with that. I mean, one sack given up as far as assigned to an offensive lineman helps our offensive lineman not regress. Tackles for loss. Scoring with 5. He led the league last year. 2.5 sacks. Murphy with that one clutch one. So yeah, they really only got 1 sack on us, and that was that one against Moko. Fucking 63-yarder. Aaron Burrell. I'm gonna make sure we pay the man on that one. That's clutch, man. That is clutch. That's like that right there proves it. You know, like you could be, what was it? The 46-yard line, almost midfield, to end the half or end the drive and say, all right, strut Burrell out there, he's got it. Or, you know, he can do it. Damn, that was nice. Glad I didn't pay Fitzgerald. Glad. Alright, let's see. There's a couple, I can't remember what they were, but... Yeah, see, this hurts us, man, every fucking time. I like going on playing man when they call man because I feel like we have a better pass defense, except for like this fucking type of play. Damn. Beautiful. I just want to see this because of like how quick the decision was. Like he cuts before he even really starts throwing it right there. It's like that's gonna be open. Man, beautiful play call. Beautiful execution. Fucking Moko, man. Took your lunch, bro. But you know what? Manning. Let's take a look at where you fucked up. You had Williams 85 right there. You should have dumped it, man. Like you should have just fucking went for it. Just fit it in there. Like what more do you want? Fit it in there, right there. What more would you want? I mean, if you wanted to, you probably could have fucking went to whoever's on the way right there. Just chucked it. Said, all right, he's even, he's leaving. Chuck it. Or only he can catch it. That's the kind of shit I want to see. Oh, I think it was the fumble recovery I wanted to see that we forced, but it's not a highlight. All right, so okay, it was 4th and 22, and he got 22 yards. Does it have a marker anywhere? I thought he got the first down. But I don't know what I was looking at or what I was seeing, but I thought he got it like by a couple yards. I obviously wasn't paying it off to maybe watch the live feed. Alright, so I just put in Miles Murphy at the rush DT. And he fucking just said, fuck this. I'm tired of sitting on the fucking bench all game. Alright. Yeah, I don't think that we had any injuries. Nope. They scored in 2 sacks. Alright. Decent game. Got the win, Monday Night Football. Alright, that'll cover it. Till next time. We're going to be playing the Buccaneers.